Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to SevTech Ages. So since last episode, you'll notice behind me, I'm trying to keep my screen away from the other direction. I'll show you in just a second. I've been building pretty much non-stop. Oh, I need to put the lights and stuff on that. That's fine. I've got totem torches made. It's not a problem. But anyways, I've been building this bridge out, and I've got a lot of it done. I mean, it's still got to get supports on the bottom. I got to work on the underneath section of the bridge, but as far as laying this out, a lot of it's done. And I've also been starting another project, and you can see it off at a distance there. There's no lighting up at the top, and it's just the shell right now. The interior, I've just now finished actually building it up, and it took about 5 or 6 hours of just building, because of course I had to go gather a lot of wood, and this is a combination of that red cedar that we got from the ritual. By the way, the saplings do drop from the trees. I just got unlucky last episode. The saplings do drop from the trees, so it's not too hard to, you know, just get a few of those and then upkeep it. And then I've got dark oak that kind of contrasts with it, and then there in the center of each of these little like sections, that is silver bale and acacia, which that silver bale actually took a while. Garlic in Your Eye ended up helping me find it. Well, he had found a sapling, like he found one whenever right after I asked him about it, and then I was on my way riding the horse to go meet him, and I came across one on the way. So wouldn't have found it without him. Anyways, my other horse, I do still have it, but it's in here. And that's because it kept breaking its lead. And the other buffalo had died. Yeah, I think it's suffocated, so. But anyways, this building, and I'm actually planning on building 3 of these. Long term. Not yet. These are tough to build out. My original plan was I was going to build totems, right? And have, like, you know, the 3 stacked animals and do designs with those. Of course, a lot of that design work is really going to have to wait until we get like chisels and bits and stuff like that to do that. Plus ladders would really help. But by the way, I'm on the server right now with lots of people. But anyways, I think I've changed my mind, and I'm going to make each tower dedicated to a certain animal. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So this tower, I'm actually planning on dedicating it to like the eagle. And I want to do like wings that kind of come out. And then I've got to bring the framing up and do a lot of that little stuff. Honestly, I would really like to get stairs, and I'm hoping that after today's episode we unlock stairs. I'm not 100% sure. I know we unlock doors, so I'm hoping that stairs kind of come alongside with those. But anyways, let's go ahead and step on inside. And what I'm thinking is, why do these keep doing this? What? I need to light that up, actually. That's the first mob that I've had spawn in there, but I actually just finished the roof, so it's like pitch dark all the time in there. So I should probably light up at least a little bit of that. I hear like zombies. Let's go up here real quick. Oh, that was terrifying. That was terrifying. I just knew he was going to blow up my donkey and like half my building and everything. Maybe even kill me. By the way, speaking of being killed, I had my first, like, actually what I consider legit death. So, right now we are up to, somewhere in here, number of deaths, 2 deaths. So one, of course, was from the server restart thing, but then just creepers all up inside of this thing. It's because I just put that roof on there. That section, I've been in the process of removing these, but I kind of wanted you guys to see my little staircase before I removed all of it. So I'm hoping, I mean, if they fall from up there all the way down, they're going to die. But I was crossing a river with the horse. It was actually when I was looking for silver bales, and 3 piranhas jumped me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we have a visitor here. We're starting to get new mobs spawning, like trumpet skeletons. They scare me to death because it'll be like totally silent, and I'll be like working on something, and all of a sudden I'll hear like a trumpet go off, like or something, and it's one of those trumpet skeletons, but the sound they make, especially if they manage to get up like close to you before they blow the trumpet, like it causes you to jump. It really does. But anyways, my plan is these are going to of course I have the donkey in this one, and then I'll have like another one that'll have like the horse-powered grindstone, and then another one, you know, with the horsepower presser, and kind of like my little, I don't know, Native American millstone places. So built into the big totems. And I'm still debating if I want to make like floors that we actually use, like have stairs that kind of come up and wrap around like this, and have floors up inside of these totems that we use, and then maybe like some little vantage points. Because honestly, when I was building the roof, the view, if you're on the Discord, I actually posted a picture of it. Well, I posted it in the patron chat. I'll probably post it on the public chat as well. I've been posting like a bunch of pictures as I was building it and stuff, and the view from up at the top, like down here at night, is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. But anyways, that's just basically the shell of it. It's taken a while, but that's why I wanted to get the horsepower chopping block, because there's no way I wanted to chop all this stuff myself, because we've got like tons of wood now. And I started organizing, but a lot of this stuff is still just a mess. These are all empty. I made like 8 chests at the same time. Also, I did go ahead and craft the coal block and trade with the villager and made a tomahawk, just to get those advancements kind of cleared up. So the only thing we have left is the melter and heater, fighting that boss, and getting our cart for our horse. But the first thing that I want to work on today is I want to work on getting the heater and melter. That's going to move us into age 1. So I know we unlock some nice things as soon as we hit age 1, and some of those things, I know doors, and I'm hoping fences and stairs. I'm really hoping we get access to fences and stairs, because that would be game changing. So anyways, the heater, there's 2 different ones we could make. We could either go with the seared heater, which to do this we would have to make grout, which is gravel, clay, and sand. Smelt that to get seared bricks. We can do that in the clay kiln, and then make the seared bricks to make that heater. Or we could go with the porcelain heater, which we'd have to make porcelain clay, which is flint, clay, and bone meal. Probably this one, I think. I think I'm going to go with the porcelain one. We're also going to need to make some clay barrel extensions. These are just unfired clay barrels. That's for the heater, and then for the melter, it's pretty much the same thing, except the melter requires a grill, and the heater requires, oh, here we go. So the porcelain heater requires stone grill and 2 clay barrel extensions, and the melter requires a flame grilled whopper, stone grill, and a primal chest advanced. And we'll be able to start getting into metals too, which is going to be exciting. The metals are quite involved. And then I think I'm actually going to go ahead and make a new flame whopper, because we've got that kiln, and I quite like the kiln, honestly. And it's not like the resources for this are expensive at all at this point. Okay, I've got this stuff running, and by the way, the millstone, when it says you're too exhausted to turn it, it's because the millstone actually requires like 1 hunger shank every time you pull that crank. So that's why it kept saying that I was too exhausted to keep doing it. So just kind of keep your hunger up while you're working on it. It is a bit of a hunger hog, but luckily this porcelain doesn't take all that long to process down. That's the last of our porcelain that we need. I think I'm going to have to... Emil is trying to make copper gears. And for some reason, the copper gear recipe is making 10 bars. Or 10 rods, I'm sorry. So I may actually have to... I'm going to, I guess, cheat him in that. He submitted a bug report, so hopefully that gets fixed. But right now it's bugged, and he can't make buckets until he gets those gears. So, anyways, we got our melter, and then all we need to do is get our heater, which we've got pretty much everything. I am gonna have to make a stone grill, but I don't recall those being all that expensive. Now 3 rocks and then smooth stone, which I've got a bit of over here. I did run a little bit of that stuff through. I mean, it wasn't a ton. I might actually be out of rocks though, because I've noticed I do have just enough rocks. but I may have to go get one because my crafting rock may not hold up. I don't know. Well, it should hold up. Maybe not. It's going to be close. Yeah. There we go. Haha! Welcome to Age 1. Let's get down and melty. We unlock Stage 1 mobs and Stage 1. Okay. Now, one of the nicest features about moving into Age 1 is we can see what everything is, and we can see what our totems are and stuff like that. We can see the stats on our animals, which is good. So we do have access to that stuff now. And also, if we look at advancements, we now have another tab here, Welcome to Age 1. So we were in the SevTech Ages tutorial section. Welcome to Age 1. Alright, welcome to the next age. Blocks previously hidden will now become visible, such as ore samples and others. And then we have quite a few advancements to work towards right here. First up, craft a regular crafting table. So let's take a look at that. It is just 4 planks. Just standard crafting. And there we go. Upgrade your crafting. That means we don't have to use the rock anymore. So it was like the perfect time for our rock to wear out, actually. And then a new chest. We can get the standard Minecraft chest, and it is just 8 planks. Okay. Or there's a recipe here for siding. Well, we can't make siding yet. We need a saw. Maybe I shouldn't have crafted those like one chest that I made. Oh, and we got another chest. So we got a double chest. I'll take it. Oh, and we got the materials and U-book. Alright. Let's just put this down. I can move away from those little bitty chests. It's going to be nice. I will put this down right here. So we got an actual double chest. And then, let's see, it's getting hot in here. To make this, let's see. I wonder if it's standard recipe for the furnace. It is standard recipe, 8 cobblestone. Okay, let's pop down here and get ourselves a little bit of cobble, because I'm like always low on cobble. And actually, I wonder, does this work? Ah, no, it doesn't work. Tinker's construct table does not work that way. Okay. And there's our furnace. Woot. We still have a couple advancements here we need to do, so we'll get to that in just a second. Yeah, let's actually back up for just a second, and let's make like the cart and stuff. Before we push onwards. So the cart is 2 of those wheels, and then it'll be a slab, and then 2 chests and 3 planks. So that's not too bad. Plus, now I can get rid of all these chests. We don't actually need them anymore, because I'll start moving into the other chests, and they're a lot easier to craft. And actually, now we can just make slabs, can't we? Yes, we can. 3 at a time still, but regardless. And we can shift-click into there. So there we go, Love and Carriage achievement. And then what we can do with this is we can come over here. Okay, what we do is right-click it on the ground. And see, then we can shift right-click and open up its inventory. It's got more than a, well, it's got equal to a double chest of inventory space. And then what we can do is, let's grab our horse. And we'll just bring it over here. And then what we can do is, okay, there we go. There we go, and we have to be on the horse, it seems like. But then the cart will pull around behind our horse, and we can shift right click to open its inventory. And then in addition, people can ride in the cart, which is really, this is really, really cool. Okay, so I wonder if we left our horse here, if it wouldn't run off now. Or is it going to keep wandering around? I don't know, it seems like it's not wandering off, which is good. So maybe I'm going to park it like right here on the bridge, and I'll just keep an eye on it to see if it tries to go anywhere. If I put stuff in here, yeah, okay. I wish it showed up. That would be awesome if it did. Okay, so anyways, there's that. And then we also have the spooky boss battle. Summon the boss Bykok via totemic ceremony and defeat him to acquire his powerful bow and unlock ranged combat early. Okay, do we think we can do this? This is actually broken. Let me toss that one. I think I've got another one lying around, though. Though, really, well, it's the same damage and speed as the stone sword, so I think we'll stick with it. What's he doing here? Quit messing up your cart. We need to take a look at the Chimes of Death. This could be tough, though. Oh, we need an eagle bone whistle. Eagle bone whistle requires an eagle bone and an eagle feather. Okay, which means to get an eagle, we have to get parrots, and I have not found any parrots yet. Right here, the eagle dance, it turns nearby parrots into bald eagles. So maybe we'll wait on that for a little bit, because I think parrots spawn in the jungle, but getting them all the way back over here, this card's just rotating around him. Oh, okay. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and get back into Age 1. By the way, can I make stairs now? We can make stairs. That is an awesome sight right there. I don't know if... Oh, and I can make signs too. Good, because I was wanting to make signs the other day, actually. We can actually make all sorts of nice things now. So the cedar, can I make steps out of these? No. I really need those as steps, though. I may have to wait till we get chisels and bits. Which actually we can do chisels and bits now. We can make the stone chisel. We can also make, well, no. We can't make the chisel from chisel, but we can make the stone chisel from chisels and bits. And the, we can make the bit bag, yeah, four string for that fleece. And then we have to make a button, which we can make now. Okay, awesome. So we can do chisels and bits now. So we will start playing with that. Also, fences are unlocked. Good. And doors are unlocked as well. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting some of the nice, like, creative type stuff for decoration and everything. Okay, I tell you what, since we've got stairs and fences and chisels and bits and some stuff like that, I'm going to take a little bit of time and just kind of work around the base and maybe start cleaning some of this stuff up and decorating a little bit. And I'll be back here in just a bit. Okay, I'm back. It has been about a day and a half since I cut. And not just working on this, some other stuff, but I have been working a lot on this build. So I did decide to live inside of the totem. Okay, because I felt like it was just a waste of space. It was kind of sinful to build this big totem and then not utilize it. So we're about halfway up the totem. This is like the middle section. And I have a little storage area that's all labeled and everything. So everything has like its own little spot. And then I've got some crafting tables up here. And then if we head down, which by the way, I haven't finished laying all of these out, but I've got dark oak slats right there. And I think they look really cool. I think they look kind of nice. And then down here is just an empty room. This is actually a visual bug. Like that's a ladder, but it shows up as oak. It keeps happening. I get the same thing with fences. So, just a heads up. And this is right above the donkey room. Okay? And this is our input chest for like wooden stuff that we want to run through. This little thing. So, and that's kind of what I've got so far. And then the chest pumps out to here. So, now outside. Outside. By the way, right now I'm on the server with Damien Reeve, Cropter, Severe just got on, and then Zek Sugan and Dyroy Mag. Okay, and the numbers next to our name, we enabled scoreboard, so we can see how many deaths we have. I did have one more death, so that's why I have one death on there. It was a, zombie that beat me to death. He just beat me to death. They're starting to use stone swords, so they actually hit pretty hard, considering I'm usually not very armored out. So, anyways, I've been working on this. It's far from done. I was actually going to do some chisel work and start chisel on the wings because I'm wanting to do like feather designs with maybe like a blue. I was really wanting like a blue terracotta or something like that along the wings. But I decided to postpone that simply because the pattern, or not the patterns, the designs require a water bucket of some sort. So either a clay bucket, a between lands bucket, or an iron bucket. But anyways, I started adding the wings. Of course, I'm planning on doing each of these as different, you know, the different animals that we're going to be doing. So this one is the eagle, or the hawk, I guess. I don't know. Probably the eagle. But, and so I'm going to have like a head at the top, and then kind of decorate the bottom, and then we've got our wings. So, It's coming along. And then that kind of looks like a vine where I've placed my little like dirt walkway and then it's all just grown. Over here, this is a tall oak fence gate. And I got our buffaloes moved. And look at this. I've been breeding them a little bit. And I kind of decorated their pen out a little bit with just some grass paths and a little bit of grass. Just to make it look a little bit more natural. So, and then, kind of run you through all this pretty quickly. I moved a lot of our berry bushes. And I went ahead and laid out, this is another, there we go. Okay. I went ahead and started laying out the next two totems. So there's where one is going to go. And then right over here is where the other one's going to go. Okay, I think as of right now, I think there's just going to be three right along this little peninsula. And then we'll have like the walkway that kind of comes out and goes around. And then I've started laying this out. And what this is for, what I would like to start working on, now that we've unlocked Age 1, is I would like to start working on, I know everybody else is like ores. They're going straight for ores and metals. We are going to be working on with aqueducts, which I've had some stuff being prepped. I almost made a water strainer, but then I decided that I really didn't want to do that right now simply because, yeah, actually, the water strainer requires the Mark II hopper, which requires cobweb, and then the strainers require string as well. Uh-oh, we got a, I think we got a storm coming. We might do a dance to get rid of it. Well, maybe not. Because I think we can actually pull off the dance. But anyways, I've had the horse making clay. Is that, I'm assuming that's all of the clay. Yeah. I went and hit up a few riverbeds and got a bit of clay. You have to run that through the press on here. So I've got clay made up, and then over here I've got smooth stone being made up. Originally I was considering getting into metals, but I feel like there's a lot more interesting stuff in the first age than metals. So I'm like, well, we're going to wait on it a little bit. Is this not right? It's something like this. There we go. Okay, so we're going to get aqueducts. There's nearly a stack of those. And did that not unlock? I don't know. It didn't unlock the advancement. I know sometimes the advancements get stuck, they said, and then relogging them fixes it. I'm not going to worry too much about it because it doesn't lead to anywhere, so I can always craft more of these later. It's not a problem. So what we're going to do is these aqueducts, the way they work is you have to put them down and then, okay, we have to place them. And they have to have blocks on the side of them for them to work. And actually, you know what? I don't know how well it's going to work here. I'm going to leave that empty for right this second. And I'm going to think about it. But I'm going to bring this out. And the reason I've got this coming over the river, I have a design plan. And we're going to make this kind of, not really a floating garden, kind of like a, the garden is going to become a bridge. And we're going to have a walkway that kind of runs up through here. It's actually going to, these dirt blocks are going to be part of the walkway. It's going to have grass and then water kind of running through the center of it. And then we'll cover the water. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Look at all the creepers. There are 5 creepers inside that totem building. And there's a piranha trying to jump up here too. They do not want me doing aqueducts. I may go sleep here in just a minute. But anyways, we're just going to run these straight on. And this can be pretty much any length. And you can also make turns and stuff like that. I was double checking some stuff in my test world actually to make sure that turns worked well and everything. And they do. They seem to work fine. The only thing I didn't think to test was a T-shape intersection. Totally didn't think about that. But, and actually I could make it so that it kind of like comes up here and it curves around, and then that one back there like curves off in this way. Well, I don't have enough of that over there lit up. As you can tell, I only went so far with my lighting project. I need to continue on with that. Alright, I'll be back here in just a minute once the sun comes up. Okay, I was doing some thinking. I think the T intersection will work. But if it doesn't, that's fine. I have a contingency plan for that. So we will see. But what we're going to do is we are going to have, right back in there, you'll notice there's some sand. There was a couple little like water holes around the base. And right underneath this totem is actually one of our water holes. So what we're going to do is we'll just put down aqueduct right there. And I have this coming over right now because I want the grass to actually spread across this section. Because I'm going to have grass on each side of the aqueduct and then the farming. I will say, I mean, this design's not the most efficient that you could do. But I like the design of it. So we're going to be going with it. Looks over efficiency is generally the thing. And so then what we're going to do, right back there is the source block that we want. And so we'll put an aqueduct. Well, let me actually, I'm going to put dirt right in here just so it looks a little bit better. And then we'll put down the aqueduct. Yeah, that's the source block behind it. Okay, so what we're going to do, there we go. You can see the water is spreading and it's just going to keep going. Because what it does, it connects all these aqueducts, and the T-shape does work. But what the aqueduct does is it continues the water flow out in a given direction. So the water comes in from there, and I'll add a little bit more dirt back there so we can kind of hide that back in there. Originally I was thinking about going with like stone, but I feel like our aqueduct is more, I don't think stone really fits in this section, you know, because we're with a very like Native American style for this section. So I think just dirt, and then we've kind of got like this clay floor or clay area where we're kind of moving the water through. I think it's good. I think it's quite good. Okay, so now that we've got that ran, what we need to do is I'm going to bring, see, the water's flowing through there. The water hydrates up to 4, so I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, and then a space, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then we'll have the water turn right here. And eventually we're going to build all this so that it, you know, we're going to build it out. And the bridge is basically going to be the garden. So it's going to be built out to kind of serve both purposes. And I think it's going to be really cool and kind of bring everything together nicely while giving us farmland, because we don't really have, like over here, we don't really have a whole lot of flat land. I mean, I could go over there and like dig up a bunch of trees, but I want some farmland out there here. So I kind of want like a floating garden. Not quite like the Aztec style where it's actually like floating on the water, but I want it like kind of just right above the water. And I'm definitely going to need more clay. More clay and more smooth stone, because I need a lot more aqueduct blocks. So here in a second, I'm probably going to cut for a little while. But what I'm thinking is, like, we're going to have a grass border that kind of runs around this, and then in the center, it'll be like 1, 2, 3 blocks deep here that are actually used for farmland. And I'm going to show you guys a trick towards the end of it for increasing crop growth at this stage of the pack. And it's actually quite effective, especially once it has time to build up. Let's go ahead and just run this stuff out. Yeah, I'm going to have to get more dirt, more aqueduct blocks, and all of that. Now right through here, this is going to be more grass that kind of runs through here. So just a heads up. But then what we can do is, we actually have a quest to make a stone hoe. So let's go make a stone hoe. Oh, by the way, if you have stone tools, you can just do like this. Now, technically, with like the stone shovel, you saw it took 3 to repair it. It's more expensive on stone, but it's cheaper on sticks. And sticks, I think, are a little bit more, not really rare, I guess. But they tend to, at least for me, they tend to take more effort to get than a piece of cobblestone does. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to hoe this ground. That's not a worm, is it? Are you serious? Of course he did. Of course he blew up my my stuff. Oh, and he blew up an aqueduct block too. That's good. Kind of glad he did that, because I didn't want those there. Okay, so anyways, anytime that you do something like change up your water, the best thing to do is go ahead and just put a block there just to kind of update it, because the water will not update on its own, so you kind of do have to give it like a push to get it to update. So it'll take a second. You'll notice it's like checking the different directions, and there we go, it's checking in this direction, and the water's going to fill out. So alright, but anyways, then what we can do is we can hoe the ground that we want hoed, and of course it does just like standard water. I'm going to have to get torches out here between cuts, because I'm about to cut for a minute. Got a free stone sword out of it. But you could say that this water is hydrated. But like this basically acts like a water source. It's flowing, and you're not going to be able to pick it up with like a bucket or something like that, but it does give us the ability to farm, as well as use things like water strainers and stuff with the water that comes through here. And we got chili pepper seeds and tomato seeds. Okay. Alright, so anyways, I'm going to cut for a bit. I'm going to light some of this area up for starters. But I'm also going to finish, I've got to get a lot of dirt. I don't even know where I'm going to get it all from. That's one reason why part of me wanted to go, like, search for metals, is just so I had, like, plenty of cobblestone and dirt to use. But I decided against it. I wanted to get into Aqueducts too bad, so. Anyways, I'll be back once I get the dirt ran and the Aqueduct blocks ran. I've got to go get a bunch of clay. And, yeah, I'll be back in a few hours, probably. Chances are. Okay, a bit later. It was about an hour and a half. That's what I've got so far. And that front section is going to go out a bit further, but I'm going to have other stuff on that. I'm not going to have farmland necessarily. I'm going to have maybe like a flower nursery for these flowers and some stuff like that. For farming. And then what my plan is we're going to build this out. We're going to build this out and have it so that it's kind of like a bridge and we can go up underneath it. And then I've got to put like walkways and stuff through here. You can't put lily pads on the Aqueduct water system. But the water runs all the way around, and then I've also got some berry bushes in here. And it comes around on this side. Because my plan is back in here, this little like inlet part where it goes in, like the river kind of comes up and then it continues on that way, which it needs to be opened up because there's some dirt and stuff. I have to open up that side a little bit as well. But right in here, this little inlet, we're going to build like a little harbor type area. So, before too long anyways. But yeah, this is going to connect just a little bit further, and then we'll have like maybe some flowers and maybe, I don't know, cocoa beans and stuff like that. If you hadn't guessed, this little area over here is a lot of, it's long term, it's going to be a lot of agriculture stuff. And then we'll have horsepower. Even though we're not going to necessarily use horsepower forever, I still want that stuff set up. So this area is going to be more the rustic type stuff and agriculture and everything. So anyways, now we have farmland, and we are going to get into something really awesome. I'm very, very happy that it's in here. If you recall, a while back, I gathered up some bees, right? Out of those, like, beehives, and we got a little bit of honeycomb, and then we got bees. Okay, let me pop up here, and I put them right in here, okay. And let me actually dump some stuff. By the way, when you hoe the dirt, there is a very, very small chance, like, all that farmland that I hoed, I found 3 worms, and one of the things of dirt actually gave me 2 worms. So you can get the Actual Editions worms. They are just extremely uncommon, within the pack. All right. So anyways, let's take a look at the. Oh, can we not make apiaries yet? But we can't. Okay. Well, never mind. Scratch that. Basically, the bees. The way they work is the more bees that you have in an apiary. It speeds up the speed that they make more bees, because they do reproduce and generate more bees, and then it also speeds up the rate of honeycombs that you get. But then in addition, in 4 blocks, in a 4-block radius around it, so it's like a 9x9, it'll actually increase crop growth, and it's faster the more bees that you have. So I was planning on using those to like boost growth speed, but I don't think that's going to work. We still have the totem method, you know, the totemic stuff that we could do, but yeah, we're not going to be able to use bees just yet. Anyways, I'm going to grab a bit of these seeds. We are going to be doing a tree nursery before too long, because I have all these different saplings, and I like having access to all those different types of wood. He's making more sticks, because I was making torches and I ran through like a stack of sticks. But let's see, cotton is something, I want to get that planted for sure, because we use so much cotton for making all this string that we've been using. So let's go ahead and start planting this stuff out. I want a fairly large amount of cotton, I think. And I'm out of berry bushes. I got to get more of those. But I'm trying to see. I think I'm going to do like a half a field right here. Like nothing but cotton. So like that much. Because we do go through that stuff a lot. And then this other field on the other side, I'm probably just going to do wheat. Because that way we have lots of wheat for making... because I'd like to start making bread. Because we're about to start like diversifying our nutrition a bit. Because right now, I mean, we're 100% on fruit from all the berries, but we don't have grain, protein, vegetable. Protein's not hard to get because we have buffaloes. And if I had the wheat coming in to breed those extensively, then we would have plenty of grain and protein. And vegetables, of course. With a big vegetable garden like this, it's not going to be hard to get vegetables either. Okay, so those are all plotted out. And then let's do a bit of, like, tomatoes. What about chili peppers? Can't plant those either. Oh, I'll have to look into those. What about grapes? We can plant grapes. Oh, and I need to get potatoes and carrots as well. I guess hemp is going to come down to, say, about right here. And then we'll do, like, beetroots about halfway down, which would come to here. And then we'll do rice, which in this pack, which I'm not for sure because we won't be able to see all the different stuff, but I don't know if we can use it to make sugar, rice flour, but rice bread is not interchangeable, but it still counts as a grain, so I mean we could eat it, I guess, but I don't know. I'll plant a bit of slime balls anyways, because we've got plenty of farmland, so, and then I'll do, let's see, that's grapes. And we'll have grapes come down to about right in here. And then we'll plant rush. Because rush is going to be nice to have planted so that we can make lots of, the one stuff. The batching. So, we can make lots of that. And then we'll have barley. Will come down a ways. And then, which some of these crops, I mean, some of the farms may get smaller over time. As we get new seeds and stuff. Because I know some of the seeds are, like, restricted, I think. But let me look and see about these chili peppers and tomatoes. I'm not for sure how these work. Oh, by the way, you'll hear a sound. Let's see. There it is. That's a skeleton. It's one of those trumpet skeletons. They have a chance, anyways, to drop this trumpet. And you can, like, you can blow on it and make sounds, but... Okay, I did some looking around, and what it is, we need crop stakes, which makes sense. So these wooden stakes right here, I mean, they're kind of expensive to make from rustic. That's what we need for chili peppers and tomatoes. Okay, so right over here. Where are you at? just creeping. He's like the troll under the bridge here. Alright, so anyways, what I'm thinking is we're going to have, like, crop stakes, which can I move? They're not the easiest thing in the world to move between. Like, if I had these laid out like this, well, I guess we really don't have to move through them. I mean, I can harvest along there. That's fine. And I actually like the way these look. I'm going to do, like, chili peppers. And we have to click on the stake to actually plant these. But the reason we have to do these is because the crops are going to grow upwards along them. I'll actually probably bring them out to maybe like right in here, and then have all of this as barley, I guess. Yeah, because that'll be grapes, rush, barley, and then chili peppers. And then on the other side, we will do tomatoes. I've got to make a few more of these crop stakes, but that's fine. So sad we can't get our apiaries yet, though. Like, I was so excited for those. And then I've also got potatoes and carrots here. And I know I'm probably missing... I know there's melons and pumpkins, but we're going to have those set up in a little bit different spot. I like to have melons and pumpkins somewhat controlled because they're kind of wild. We are going to need that. Corn seeds. I guess I haven't found those yet. Apple seeds, which I think is a tree, though. Thorny vine. Oh, flax, which I haven't seen flax. I don't know if it naturally spawns. Canola, coffee I've seen. I just don't think I've ever picked it up. Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna have other plants in here. So some of these sections of the farm may get a bit smaller, but that's fine. I mean, I can always cut down on some stuff, especially once we get the apiaries in, because I know we'll eventually, you know, have those put in. But once we get the apiaries in, then that's going to be increased crop growth. So this will definitely be all right for our needs, I think. So, and then if we make like little walkways, like cover these. I don't know if I'm going to use a glass or if I just want to use the really thin little slabs, because I've actually made up a few of these. I've been using them for roofs, and I used them temporarily for stairs and some different stuff, but these are, you get 2 per slab, and of course slabs you get 3. And I also have to go get more wild berry bushes, but yeah, so now we have ourselves a farm. Like, it's going to be a massive farm, actually. And then we'll have, like I said, in the front there, we will have, you know, like flowers and probably pumpkins. Cocoa beans is another thing we'll have back there. Because I want the 2 tall flowers, at least those, so that we can bone meal them. And we'll have, you know, have access to these, which will be good. So I'll try to get the rest of the crops. I'll try to find coffee. I'm not for sure about corn. And some of those, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. And I may add canola in just for the sake of having canola. I don't think I have a whole lot of uses at the moment for canola, but I still want to add it to the farm. By the way, all these azurite samples, we'll be getting into mining those. Possibly next episode, we may start getting into metals. I've got a lot of azurite, and then I also found tealite. So I did mark it on the map. But those rocks, you know, in the past... Oh, there's a corn stalk right here. Can I break... No. Okay, I'm going to have to find a corn stalk and then I guess like bone meal it up or something. But anyways, in the past, there was those rocks that were like really buggy, and if I ran over them, like I started glitching. That was the samples. So, like... Up until now, we weren't able to see them, and they rendered as like regular rocks. Well, now we can see them, so we can actually get those samples. We did find that zinc sample. I think it was just a bug that we were able to see that one before, like back in episode 2, I think it was. I know some other people said they were on a couple occasions they were able to see those before, like before they were supposed to, but. Anyways, we should have plenty of string available now, though, with a big cotton area like that. But anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode. I'm going to keep trying to expand on that and add more plants. So hopefully by next episode, you know, it'll be pretty lush. And I may go ahead and start adding that front section in. It just depends. Honestly, one of my goals for next episode is to have the bottom framing of, or at least some of the bottom framing. Honestly, there's a dark oak forest, like, right over there in the distance. Used to, it was really, really dense, and it's getting like less and less dense between every like episode, every cut. You know, I've been using so much dark oak. Dark oak has actually become like one of my like standard woods, as you can tell, for making like planks and sticks and stuff like that. I've been using a ton of it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. And go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. And I hope you guys like my ramshackle armor that I'm rocking. But anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.